Myself, M. Karthik Kumar Reddy, working as an assistant professor in Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions in the Department of Civil Engineering in the Foundation Engineering subject in Unit 2 Slope Stability. Before attempting the analysis methods, let us look into the various definitions of factor of safety. Here the definitions are given with respect to limit equilibrium point of view, force equilibrium point of view and moment equilibrium point of view. The topmost figure, if you see, there is a failure surface which is indicated and there is a shear strength which is actually shown and shear stress is also shown in the figure. The shear stress is mobilized due to the disturbing forces and shear strength is mobilized due to resisting forces. So as a limit equilibrium condition for total stress, we can write factor of safety as shear strength available divided by the shear stress. In case of effective stress, which can be written as factor of safety is equal to C plus sigma dash tan phi dash by the shear stress which is mobilized. As far as the force equilibrium is concerned, for a typical wedge failure which is having a planar failure surface extending a unit length perpendicular to the plane of this figure, where we can actually write the force equilibrium as a factor of safety is equal to sum of resisting forces divided by sum of driving forces or disturbing forces. So here in this figure, if you look into it, resisting forces are nothing but the resistance offered by the soil, that is nothing but the shear strength, and driving forces is nothing but because of the weight of the slices which is actually acting vertically downwards, and by resolving this along the potential plane of failure, that is the plane failure which is actually taking place, and that the component will work out to be W sin alpha. So by writing factor of safety is equal to SU by W sin alpha, we can write this as CL is nothing but cohesion which is mobilized along, then it is assumed that the cohesion is mobilized uniformly over a length L, where L is nothing but the length of the failure surface, that is measured from the top point to the this point into plus N, that is N is nothing but the normal force tan phi by W sin alpha, where total length of the sliding plane which is actually shown in the figure, which is nothing but this is the length of the sliding plane. Then similarly for a moment equilibrium, the factor of safety is defined as resisting moment by driving moment. So here the summation of resisting moments divided by summation of driving moments. So when we try to get the resisting moment by taking the shear strength along this particular arch, let us assume that we are having SE1, SE2, SE3 and SE4. Then we say that SE1 into DL1, SE2 into DL2, SE3 into DL3 plus SE4 into DL4 into radius of rotation, that is R. This is the force which is acting over this particular length. We have taken each arc length as DL1 into 1 unit, that is the unit perpendicular to plane of this figure, into radius R. We will get force into moment, that is the resisting moment divided by W, which is nothing but the entire mass is actually assumed as the center of gravity of this area. So here at the center of gravity, W into horizontal distance from the center of rotation, that is x. So that is actually called as capital W into x. So factor of safety is equal to, in the integration form, if you show that this R is equal to 0 to L SU into DL. So this indicates that the factor of safety can be defined from the force equilibrium point of view or limit equilibrium point of view or moment equilibrium point of view. Here coming to the review of slope stability analysis methods. Now let us try to review the different stability analysis method. Basically all limit equilibrium methods utilize Morse Coulomb expression to determine the shear strength tau F along the sliding surface. The Morse Coulomb expression is used to determine the shear strength tau F along the sliding surface, and then we defined in the previous slide. The factor of safety is given by SU by tau, which is for total stress conditions, and for effective stress condition, factor of safety capital FR F suffix S is equal to C dash plus sigma dash tan phi dash by tau. See, basically the available shear strength tau F depends on the type of soil. So if it is particularly a type of soil and the effective stress and the effective normal stress, whereas the mobilized shear strength tau depends upon the external forces acting on the soil mass, that is the self weight of the soil, which are called geostatic conditions, as well as any external loading if it is there on the crust of the slope. Crust means on the top of the slope, that also act to as the destabilizing or disturbing force. So here different methods are summarized here, but we are going to discuss about some selected methods. We have many methods, as you can see from this table. The first method is ordinary method of slices, and then it is followed by Bishop simplified method. So in all these methods, the zone or area within the failure surface is assumed to be divided into number of slices, basically vertical slices, and then the slice equilibrium is considered either from the force equilibrium point of view or moment equilibrium point of view, and based on that the deductions for the factor of safety have been obtained. Say for example, in the case of ordinary method of slices, the circular failure surface is assumed and moment equilibrium is considered, and in this method the both normal forces acting, interslice forces, that means that normal forces acting on the perpendicular to the vertical force of the side, as well as the tangential forces are neglected. In the case of Bishop simplified method, it is for circular failure surface, and whereas moment equilibrium is satisfied, but it considers that it is the normal force perpendicular to the vertical surface of the slide, but on both sides of the slice, but neglect the tangential forces. The tangential forces are assumed to be zero. In the case of Jenbus method, it is mainly predominant for non-circular failure surfaces, and this also can be used for circular and non-circular failure surfaces, but here this method is basically predominantly on the force equilibrium. So the moment equilibrium is not satisfied, the force equilibrium is satisfied. So it considers the normal forces perpendicular to the slice forces, but it again, like Bishop's method, neglects the tangential forces, that is one of the components of the interslice normal forces. Then we have method by Spencer's method, where it considers the tangential force T and E with some constant equation, where T is equal to relation between tangential force and the normal force. E, which is gives the constant negation, T is equal to tan theta into E, and then Morgenstern Price method, where it can be used for both circular and non-circular failure surfaces, and it is satisfied that both moment are force equilibrium. The assumptions for T and E, which is defined by a function x, where T is equal to function x into a constant delta into E. Force equilibrium methods, but the majority of the applications, the Bishop simplified method is used to some extent. The Jenbus method is also used. Here from this we can observe that Bishop simplified method is used most, and Jenbus simplified method is next to Bishop simplified method. This is the section of unit width assumed for analysis. So this is the typical section of the unit width is assumed for the analysis as the slope. It is assumed to be like a plane strain structure. So unit width is considered for the analysis like per meter width of the analysis is considered for doing a two-dimensional stability analysis. Of course, now there are the methods which are actually available for performing the three-dimensional slope stability analysis.